It's like, okay.
All right. And let's just keep the fills also as it is. And please don't play cymbals on top. Because that's, it may just... And please don't do anything extra.
Anything. You just listen to the
Just
track.
listen to it and don't play anything.
Exactly.
Gustakhiyan kaise kare tumse bayan.
Welcome to SoundChk, guys. I'm so happy that Western Ghats is part of SoundChk Season 2. We heard your music and we truly, truly loved it. Tell me, what do you feel about SoundChk? Chaitanya.
First of all, working, with you rather, just the fact that, you're going to be hearing our music itself really means a lot to us.
And it's not just Gustakhiyan that I heard. We heard some other tracks also.
Oh,
so that was really cool.
Thank you so much.
We started this project SoundChk last year with the faith and belief that, we invite more and more bands so that they can write original music, to add to the independent music scene in India. And then, of course, we knew that we were going to listen to some great music. But this particular track that you guys have done, Gustakhiyan, is such a beautiful song. It has a great sound. It has a really cool classic pop rock sound. The hook is really strong.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ariendra.
Yes.
Tell me, you wrote the song.
Yeah, I did.
What do you think of? How do you think of it?
So, something that I've always felt like, something on the lines of feeling a little bit of guilt is what drove the whole message of the song.
Okay.
It's not something that I've felt personally, but I felt like this is something that I've never written about. So Gustakhiyan means mistakes, mistakes that you've made personally, and I think it's a super emotional track.
Yeah.
And I feel I just wanted to bring out
It's
that.
definitely very intense.
Yeah.
Very intense. And I love the way you shift to your head voice while singing in your main voice, and you do it very, very naturally. Have you trained as a singer?
No, sir, I'm not really trained, but it's all been self-learning with the boys and everything. Yeah.
Very cool. So you composed it and you wrote the lyrics, and then you got how did you speak to your mates?
By now, Sunil and I, we've been working as a team for a very long time now. And he knows, it's been about 4 or 5 years now.
Nice.
So both of us, we know each other's processes really well. So I usually start with the melody. That's my process. I start with the melody. And then I would just write a couple of lines over it. They don't have to make sense.
I could tell that you wrote the melody first. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
You wrote because a very strong melody, and then you got lyrics on it, right?
Thank you so much.
Did you find the word Gustakhiyan right in the beginning? Or
Yes, Gustakhiyan was the only thing that was there.
I could tell.
Initially, yeah. So Gustakhiyan was the main hook of it, and it's remained the same. Then once the hook was in place and the melody was in place, I sent it over to Chaitanya and Sunil.
Yeah.
And these guys sort of worked their magic in, and of course Aloy, was basically the last person to just sprinkle his goodness into the song, and yeah, that's how it worked out.
Moving to you, Sunil, tell me what do you use? Do you program it on Logic?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And where are you from?
I'm basically from Kerala.
Oh, nice.
Settled here since...
In Mumbai?
Yeah.
Nice. You have a great sound, man. I really love the way you've, treated the sonic design of the song. So you also program guitars before Chaitanya comes in?
No.
Or you let it be, you just put keys and chords and changes there?
Yes.
But you of course put a loop and you put some drum.
Yeah, it was very basic actually.
Yeah.
Chaitanya gave me and then we worked on that.
That's very cool. Yeah. Sometimes it's great the way bands work these days, that you make a mock-up of a song.
Right.
And then the guitar player comes in, the bass player comes in, and then this is obviously this song is program based.
Right.
And of course the drummer adds his embellishments. But speaking of that, Aloy, do you always feel left out? That you're always last in the chain? The drummers always come.
I love how they come up with songs.
Yeah.
And structures and stuff. It's very
Yeah.
cool. I just back them up. I just give what they need,
Yeah.
and I'll just sit in a corner. listen.
Or don't you guys sometimes don't you like to make your own fills and your own pickups? And maybe Sonella's program some, but like
Yeah, actually, he lets me. So after the whole structure and stuffs are done he- with this song,
Yeah.
he sent it to me, and he was like, "Let's just keep the groove as it is." I was like, "Okay."
All right. And let's just keep the fills also as it is. And please don't play cymbals on top. Because that's, it may just, and please don't do anything extra.
Anything. You just listen to the
Just
track.
listen to it and don't play anything.
Exactly.
It was exactly the opposite with me, I'd say. I don't know about him, but he was
Yeah.
like, whatever I've done, it's not the final thing.
Right.
You do. But I was like, can I get a reference? No, you just do your thing. I was like, and that's so beautiful. And once I sent them the first draft, they're like, it's good to go. It's
The thing is about, for programmers, it's very difficult to program guitars.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it, but you can never emulate a true, I mean, for that matter, it's very difficult to emulate any live instrument on samples. But, as a programmer, maybe you have a sound of a program bass or of a synth bass or something. So it takes care of the job, for a bass player.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah.
it can sometimes, it can never replace a bass player, but it can kind of alternate it. But with guitars, it's very difficult to emulate progressions on keys and stuff like that. The guitar progressions are very difficult. But you've done a phenomenal job,
Thank you so
Chetan.
much.
Really, I love the pop rock sound that you guys have created, and of course, guitar is a very big influence. Who's your what are your influences?
In India, Warren Mendonça.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
My biggest influence.
yeah, he's a fine guitar player. Very cool. And so you guys are from you came from Lucknow, or how did your journey start in Mumbai?
I moved to Pune
Okay.
for my college, Symbiosis, and I started playing around the city.
Why do you think of Western Ghats as a name?
Western Ghats is basically so.
on.
When we were coming up with the name, there was no set formula. We didn't know what to where to really how to really approach it, and we've seen Indian Ocean, right? We've seen Local Train. These are names that people just know. All right. When you tell somebody, okay, there's this band called Indian Ocean, people would remember it because it's something that you've learned throughout your life, in geography or anywhere, anything that you already know about. Local Train is
Something you learned in history.
yeah, so it has its own sort of legacy. So we wanted to obviously find something which has a legacy of its own, and also Sunil sort of worked, reverse engineered another meaning into the name, which is that he's from Kerala.
Of course, so, but it still comes on the western coast.
Yeah, he's from Kerala. I was in Pune. Both of us met together. Western Ghats is the
Connects from Kerala to
It's a Western Ghats.
yeah, it's the Western Ghats. So that's
That's
another.
pretty
the
cool.
name also like we usually do little bit Western influence kind of
Oh.
And Ghats is an Indian name, so
it's
Sweet. Very cool.
multiple ways to sort of explore it.
Yeah. But let me tell you, you named a couple of bands before this, but I can say that Western Ghats is here to stay. And we are really, really proud of, your musical interpretation of Gustakhiyan, the way you guys have, produced it and the way you guys have performed it, and, and being part of SoundChk Season 2 is really cool. I think for me, it's one of my top songs in this season. And I really love it. I really love the production. I love your singing, the way you've, produced the way you've sung and approached the vocals, especially when you go on your false head voices.
Thank you, sir.
Shifts are really nice. And the entire sound has a beautiful classic sound. At the same time, something really cool. So congratulations and thank you once again for being part of SoundChk. It was truly amazing to have you guys and, be a part of this. There's a small something.
Okay. Wow.
We have this brand called Moha that always supports us. This is a brand that make products out of organic elements.
Okay.
And, we as a band, we do a lot of sound checks. I mean, before our shows, we always do a sound check in the middle of the day. because the show's in the evening, and we always get burnt, with the sun. So here's something for you guys, which I also use. It's a sunscreen, and there are many more products here in this little hamper that we want to gift you today. So have a look. It's a really nice 50.
Nice. Yeah, I think sunscreen would come in handy.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Before your shows, yeah. And there's some more stuff in here. So there's something for you guys.
Thank you
Let's
so
take a
much, sir.
picture.
Thank you
And
so
thank you
much.
once again.